Hello everybody, this is Jean. Today I'm making the last 5 cards in the creative state of being for Kylie Crew's Positivity deck. And the first card is Believe. I'm trying with these cards not to think too much, trying to be a bit intuitive. I'm not very good at it, so I had no idea where I was going with this card, but I've applied here a layer of Mod Podge and a colourful napkin. I'm not too bothered about the picture on there. It was the colours that I was going for. And then really, when I'm doing these intuitive things, I just look around and see what I've got. And I found this piece of deli paper with circles on it. It's obviously a piece that I used for something else. So I stuck that on, and then I found these other little cardboard circles that I'd done. I think it was Amina Ibina when we were doing the dot pictures. So I put those circles on just with a glue stick. I did go around the outside of each one with Vintage Photo, I think. And then I went around the whole card with Vintage Photo. And then the quote that you're going to see is a Tim Holtz Small Talk, whatever it is, chat or whatever. It says, do what you love, believe in yourself. And that was the whole basis of this card for me in the end. And what I'm writing about is believe in yourself, do what you enjoy doing. And what I enjoy doing is sticking bits of paper together. And that's okay. So that's what I decided I would do. The next card was called Wonder. Again, I didn't really have any plans for this, but I happen to have this Dylusions, I think it's called Banana Custard or something like that, paint on the desk. So I'm applying it with a sponge. And then I found this stencil. Again, I think this is Vintage Photo, that I'm putting on with an applicator, and I thought the stencil looked a bit like a sort of spiralling path, a wandering path. The quote says, not all who wander are lost. Here I'm just distressing it and outlining it with a black fine. And then I decided I would put on there all the different things that I have done it creatively. So from scrapbooking, card making, and then all the mixed media stuff that I've been learning recently. So stamping and art journaling and all those sort of things. And I do tend to wander from one to another, and I don't stick with anything for very long. I get bored very easily if I'm just repeating the same thing over and over. So that's what I'm writing here. I think I haven't found my style yet, and maybe I never will, but that's okay. The next card, oh dear, is Passion. I'm not a passionate person. And so I had no idea what to do for this. And again, I'm using what was there on the desk in front of me, which was these stenciled bits of black and white patterns. So I stuck those all over the card. And then I trimmed off the edges. Completely the wrong colour for Passion, I thought. But anyway, then I toned it down with some white gesso. And then I decided, well, you think of Passion and red, so I splattered it with red paint. And I quite liked it at this stage, and I don't know why I went on, but I did. And what I did was to spray it with water. And I thought it would drip, but it didn't really drip, it just spread the colour out. But anyway, I've got my red for Passion on there, and I'm happy with that. There's the word Passion, which was cut from a magazine. I think the title was Passion and Persistence, and I was quite pleased when Kylie said that passion could be a quiet thing. It doesn't have to be an in-your-face sort of thing, which is much more me. So I was happy to think that maybe all the little things that I do could count as passion. Here I'm just putting a border on the outside. and then I'm writing about what I've just said, really. The next card is challenge, and this really was a challenge. I decided I'd draw a face. I don't draw faces. I don't want to draw faces particularly. It's not really something that I've always wanted to do. You know, like lots of people say, oh, they really want to draw, and I don't really. I can't draw, and I don't really want to draw people for some reason. But anyway, this is Adina Wakley instruction from her book Art Journal Freedom, I think it is. So I start by drawing according to her instructions in pencil, and then I go over that with Stabilo black Stabilo wool, and then here I'm adding water to that, and then adding more water to sort of shade it out. So again, I'm just following her instructions really, and I concentrated on the hair to make it look less like a helmet. And then I decided I needed some colour, so I put some colour in the background. And then this is a quote from an article in a magazine. It said the challenge is ahead, so I'm trying to be a bit funny here, and I put the challenge ahead because, yeah, it was a challenge, but I can't say I particularly want to do it again. But I've done it. I've drawn a face. And the last card is the element card for fire. So I decided to do some paper piecing here, and I'm not going through all the details of how I did it. I was inspired by Shel C, and she does paper piecing so well. I started by tracing the picture that I wanted, and then marking on there the colours I was intending to use. I actually used a combination of jelly prints and painty papers and things like that. It's all things that I've made myself at various times. Again, I was just using up bits that I had. And then once I've stuck all these down, just used a glue stick. I had this these gold letters that say fire. Didn't show up very well, so I've gone around those in black. And then I didn't like the white background, so you'll see it changes into a blue background in a minute. I can't remember whether, I think I did it with Neocolor and water. And then I just put a bit of a scribbly border on the outside. In the pagan belief system, fire represents enthusiasm, inspiration, imagination, spontaneity, energy, and creativity. So it's a good end to this creative state of being. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed seeing me making these cards. I certainly enjoyed making them. Please subscribe if you haven't already done so, and click the little bell icon if you want notifications of future videos. And I'll see you all again soon. Bye.